Yes. ISTV Sport FORETASTE this week with this great man introducing Kanny into ISTV gang. Come on, let's go, people. Smash the like on the video. Let's hear from him this week. It's on to the ISTV Sport FORETASTE. Ready. What's going on, bro? Let's do this.
Hi guys, welcome to this week's edition of ISTV Sport FORETASTE with Kanny. Hope you all had a great weekend. On this week's edition of the show, we'll be taking you to some of the biggest matchups in the world of football and the NBA playoffs as they unfold. So we'll go through the UEFA Champions League that's finally making its return in the semi-final stage, the Europa League, the Europa Conference League, the ongoing Under 17 Nations Cup out there in Algeria, and all other domestic leagues. So on Tuesday, the Champions League will be making its return in the semi-final stage, like I said earlier, and Spanish giants Real Madrid will lock horns against Manchester City in the first semi-final. This is going to be a rematch of the semi-final from last season, where Real Madrid won 6-5 and were eventual winners after defeating Liverpool in the final. Let's not forget that this is a different Manchester City side that has Erling Haaland firing on all cylinders. He has about 51 or 52 goals already this season. But Real Madrid are way more experienced. They have Modric, they have Benzema, they have Vinicius, and all of these guys. And it tends to be a very crunch matchup between those teams out there at the Santiago Bernabeu on Tuesday. While on Wednesday, it's going to be an Italian affair between AC Milan and Inter Milan. This is going to be the first time these two teams meet at this stage since 2002-2003 season, where AC Milan won that on aggregate. Let's not forget that AC Milan defeated Napoli in the quarterfinals, while Inter Milan defeated Benfica to make it to this particular stage. And one of those teams would definitely guarantee a spot in the finals when they win these two legs. So moving on to the Europa League, AS Roma will be up against German side Bayer Leverkusen. We know AS Roma are a very strong side in this tournament and one of the favourites to win the tournament. You know, they defeated Feyenoord 4-1 in the quarterfinals, while Leverkusen made light work of Belgian side Union Saint-Gilles. And this is the fifth time these two teams will be meeting in European stages. The both teams won one apiece while they drew their last two matchups. And it's going to be a reunion between Portuguese manager Jose Mourinho and his former star midfielder Xabi Alonso, who played for him while Mourinho was the coach at Real Madrid. So that promises to be an interesting one. And in the other game in the Europa League, Juventus will be up against Sevilla. Sevilla, we know, are perennial winners of this tournament. They know how to play this tournament. And you know, they defeated Manchester United in the quarterfinals, while Juventus defeated Sporting Lisbon. And the first leg will be out there in Italy at the Allianz Stadium, and you do well to catch that particular one. And lastly, in Europe, the third tier of the European competitions, the Europa Conference League, will also be coming up on Thursday. You know, the only Premier League side remaining in that particular competition, West Ham, will be up against AZ Alkmaar. Let's not forget, West Ham will be going into that game off the back of their very big win against Manchester United over there on the weekend at the London Stadium. In the second game, Fiorentina will be up against Basel. That promises to be an interesting one also because Basel are a very good side when it comes to European tournaments. So after that, we'll move on to the Under 17 tournament that is going on out there in Algeria, We all know that the Golden Eagles of Nigeria are in the particular tournament. They won their last game against South Africa 3-2 to progress to the next round. The host Algeria are also out there in the next round. Morocco are in the next round. Congo are in the next round. Mali are in the next round. Senegal are also in the next round. And all of those teams are battling for the trophy and for a spot at the Under-17 World Cup later. In the quarterfinal stages, the first games will be going down on Wednesday. Senegal out there will be up against South Africa, who is one of the third best placed teams. They finished third in Group B, the same group that have Nigeria and Morocco. While Morocco will be up against Algeria, who are the hosts. They finished second in Group A. Nigeria's Golden Eagles, led by Nduka Obade, will be up against Burkina Faso, who finished second in Group C. Let's not forget that in Group C, there were only 3 teams after Sudan was disqualified. And in the last game in that particular one, you see Congo go up against Mali, and that is that on the Under-17 phase of things. Do well to watch out those ones, and you can see top emerging talent in African football. Now we move over to the Premier League, the most exciting football league in the world, and we know that every time the Premier League is mentioned, a lot of accelerating performances are promised. We all know that Manchester City are top of the table. Arsenal are now second. Arsenal were top the table for a large part of the season, are now second. Man United lost last weekend. Chelsea won last weekend, their first game in about six or 7 games under Frank Lampard, and it was a very beautiful thing to see that those guys come together, rally around, and get their first win. So for this particular weekend, a lot of games that will be going on in the Premier League. But we'll be looking at those perennial top 6 teams and those teams that are still in around the bracket of the Champions League qualification. Manchester City will visit the Goodison Park to take on Everton, who are also struggling presently in the league, and they're battling relegation. Man United will welcome Wolverhampton Wanderers to Old Trafford. They have a very good record at Old Trafford, and they'll be looking to get one up over Wolves and continue their race for a Champions League spot. Let's not forget that Man United have never lost out of the Champions League in 2 consecutive seasons since around 1939. They are out. Arsenal will be up against Brighton. Brighton are a very good side, a well-oiled machine, coached by an Italian, Roberto Di Gerbi. They have got his own style of football, and they play very good football. They're one of the top sides in the league this particular season. Liverpool have somewhat found their energy, their resurgent side. They will visit the King Power Stadium to take on Leicester City. The Foxes are also struggling. Let's not forget Nigerian man out there, Kelechi Iheanacho, is currently injured and is one of their leading scorers. So that's going to be a very interesting one to see there. Aston Villa, they've done pretty well this season, but over their last few games, they've somewhat fallen by the wayside. They will welcome Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham won their game over the weekend over Crystal Palace by Harry Kane goal. Harry Kane overtook when winning for the second most goals in the Premier League. He's doing very well this season, but it's happening in Ireland over there in Manchester is somewhat overshadowing him. And those are the games for the weekend in the Premier League. You do well to catch those games in the Premier League, and let's see how the rundown to the end of the season takes shape out there in England. In Spain, La Liga, as we all know, runaway leaders Barcelona, they are well ahead of the rest of the packs. They are about 13 points ahead of second place Atletico Madrid, who literally just came out of nowhere to overtake Real Madrid on the log. So Barcelona will be facing Espanyol in that Catalonia game. We know how feisty the games between Espanyol and Barcelona are. Real Madrid will welcome Getafe to the Santiago Bernabeu. We also know that Getafe are out there struggling in La Liga, while Elche and Atletico Madrid will lock arms for those games during the weekend. You do well to watch those games. Atletico, and of course, to also qualify for the Champions League this season. We all know Madrid are still in the Champions League semi-finals, the semi-final stage. Barcelona, they will do well to also, win the league, sort of get their winning feeling back under new coach Xavi Hernandez. Moving on to the Italian Serie A. The Italian Serie A, we all know Napoli are already crowned champions, and it's a very good one. Our own homeboy Victor Osimhen led them to their first title in over 30 years. He's now a king out there. They are selling his emblems, they're selling his mask, and he's just sort of, I feel like he's going to get anything he wants in Napoli at the moment. Everything he wants to buy in Napoli at the moment is free. Don't forget, the goal he scored to equalize against Udinese made him the highest scoring African in a single season in the Serie A when he overtook Samuel Eto'o. At the weekend also, he got their winning goal 1-0 against Fiorentina, and he became the highest scoring African in the Serie A, overtaking Liberian legend George Weah. Victor Osimhen has 47 goals in the Serie A. So Napoli at this moment are crowned champions. If they win, if they don't win, it really doesn't matter. But they'll be taking over. They'll be taking on 9th place Monza. Juventus have somehow found themselves in the 2nd place. After that 15-point deduction, they got their points back and they're doing very well. And we need to give kudos to Massimiliano Allegri out there in Turin. They'll be taking on Cremonese. Inter Milan will be taking on Sassuolo. Inter are currently 4th place. And they put away or put behind them their early season struggles, and they put together some excellent results over the last couple of weeks. So they're out there. They'll be taking on Sassuolo, as I rightly mentioned. Lazio are now in 3rd place. Lazio is also there doing their thing. Hopefully they're looking for a way to qualify for the Champions League. And Mauricio Sarri is doing a very brilliant job. AC Milan are also out there. They are in 5th place. They are currently in the Champions League semi-finals, and if they don't get that Champions League spot in the league, they also have another leeway to qualify via the UEFA Champions League. That's if they can overcome Inter Milan and make it to the finals. And those are the games that will be happening in the Serie A over the weekend. You will do well to catch those particular games. Those games will be crunch big games. Do not forget, like I rightly said, Napoli are already crowned champions. So there's nothing that could go on in Serie A. Not even if they lose, they are remaining games. They are crowned champion, and it's a very good one for our man out there, Victor Osimhen. And hopefully, at the end of the year, maybe he gets his CAF Footballer of the Year award. It's a very good one for them out there. And finally, in the domestic league, we touched on in the Bundesliga, that's the German league. German league, all of these years, we know they are mostly always a two-team horse race. That's the champions and the giants, Bayern Munich, up against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bayern Munich currently top the table by a point over Borussia Mönchengladbach, but it's not done yet. A point, anything could happen. If Bayern draws their upcoming game this weekend and Dortmund wins, Dortmund goes back, to the top of the table. So Bayern will be facing 15th place Schalke. Schalke are also struggling, but they've somewhat steadied the ship, and they're just a spot above the relegation zone. Do not forget that there are just 18 teams in the Bundesliga as opposed to other leagues that have 20 teams. So Schalke are all for occupy the 15th spot, just one spot above the relegation places. While Dortmund will be battling out in the Borussia derby against eternal rivals Borussia Mönchengladbach. Over there in Dortmund, we have the young man doing big things, Jude Bellingham. There are news about him already have been a deal to move to Real Madrid next season. We have Karim Adeyemi and all of these other young guys, Yusufa Moukoko and all of these guys, making Africa and the world proud. So definitely that race in the German Bundesliga will most likely go to the wires. Don't forget, Bayern Munich currently top the league by just a point, and let's see how this weekend goes. Who knows? Maybe Dortmund will just overtake them. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our page, Intercontinental Sports TV. And this is Intercontinental ISTV Sport Foretaste with KANNY. We're still here. We've taken previews of some of the games in the world of football: Premier League, the Champions League, the Europa League, the Europa Conference League, the AFCON under 17, and some other domestic leagues. Now moving on to basketball, the NBA playoffs. It's currently heating up in the East and in the West. In the East, you have Miami Heat currently leading 2-1 over the New York Knicks. You have the series between the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers tied at 2-2. While over there in the West, 17-time champions Los Angeles Lakers currently the lead defending champions Golden State Warriors 2-1, while Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns are tied at 2-2. So in this week, there are going to be a number of games, about 3 games for each team. Like I rightly said, tonight, which is Monday night games, Miami Heat will be taking on New York Knicks, and New York Knicks will do well to just pinch that particular game out there at FTX Arena, probably tie the series and take it back to New York. That's the Madison Square Garden. Don't forget, the New York Knicks had the better regular season record, and they have got advantage for this particular series. While the game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors will also be tonight. That's Monday Night Basketball. And the NBA out there at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and all of these guys will be hoping to make it 3-1 when they head back to San Francisco at the Chase Center to take on the Golden State Warriors. Do not forget that no team in the NBA gets it easy to come back from a 3-1, 3-1 defeat. You do not win series in the NBA when you're 3-1 down, except maybe your name is LeBron James, obviously, when he defeated decent Golden State Warriors team in 2016. Now on Tuesday, it will be a rerun. Boston Celtics will be heading back to the TD Gardens to take on the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 5. And on Sunday night, James Harden hits an all-important three-pointer to win the game for the 76ers and he tied the series at 2-2. So let's see what's going to happen. The Boston Celtics get that game back up to 3-2, or 76ers take it 3-2 back to the Wells Fargo Center, where they might probably finish it up in a Game 6. While on Wednesday, it will be the Game 5 of the series between Miami and the New York Knicks. Hopefully, whatever result plays out tonight will judge for that particular Game 5. And also the same will be going on for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. And we also have the game between the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant did their thing on Sunday. They both scored 36 points. Even though Luka Jokic scored 53 points for Nuggets, it wasn't enough. And that for some reason, that was just weird. Don't forget that Nuggets took a 2-0 series lead going up to Arizona to play up the Suns over there. And the Suns, made use of their own home court advantage to even the series at 2-2. Do not forget that the two teams that qualified of the semi-finals in the West get to play at least a Western Conference final, while the two teams on the East also get to play an Eastern Conference finals. And any of the teams that win in those particular spots will play off for the NBA championship. The reigning champions are the Golden State Warriors, who defeated Boston Celtics in 6 games last season. Will there be a rerun of that, or will it be different faces entirely in this year's NBA playoffs finals? Stay tuned on ISTV Sport Fortes with us. My name is KANNY. We'll be seeing all of those games, and we'll be back with you next week to review next week's games. Do not forget, we have our Monday Sport Review show, the ISTV show, like I said, 1:30 Eastern Time and 6:30 West African Time. On Tuesdays, we have our Sport Banter show right here on ISTV. Right on Fridays, we have our weekly review show at 1:30 Eastern Time and 6:30 West African Time. Do not forget, you will do well to like, share, and subscribe to our channels, and you get timely updates on the world of sports, on football, basketball, athletics, boxing, MMA, and everything that revolves around sporting activities. Thank you for staying tuned with us today. I'll come your way next week. My name is KANNY. Have a blessed week.
Yes. KANNY, one love, bro. One love. That's ISTV Sport Fortes this week with this Major General KANNY in the building. One love, bro. Please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. This is how we roll. This is how we do it on this channel. The Dawn is finding out. On to the next one. Peace.